the Schumer Rounds Amendment be revamped? Dean Johnson says not so fast. So let's talk about that and a lot more, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. Okay, Dean Johnson says, with respect to the Schumer Rounds U.A.P. Disclosure Act, in 2023 it had some well-placed supporters in both parties, but also opposition from some key members of both parties. Basically, it is going to be very difficult to get something like this enacted on NDAA unless it has support from the chairman and ranking members on both armed services committees, which is going to be difficult to obtain so long as the Pentagon is against it, which is likely to remain the case until a president takes a different position. Now, I don't know if the president really has much of a factor in all of this, if the president is much of a factor. I think he may be briefed into some stuff. Does he have any direct involvement in what's going on with the UFO control group? I tend to think not. But let me know what you think. I don't know if a different president would have any effect on any of this other than being able to get some laws passed, which may unearth some of this cover-up and corruption. But, I could be wrong. Let me know what you think if a new president would change the direction. Either way, Dean Johnson, not optimistic. Ross Coulthart has some thoughts here that may or may not be germane to that discussion.
Increasing suspicion is that the United
Now, let me start from the beginning.
My increasing suspicion is that the United States has developed these technologies to such a point that they feel they have a technological advantage, and that by revealing even the existence of NHI, it's a slippery slope, and that what we'll see eventually is a forced disclosure, a catastrophic disclosure of the fact that the US is in possession of technology that it thinks might give it an advantage in any future conflict with a foreign adversary.
Yeah, see, I thought that was germane because Dean Johnson was talking about how we need the support of the Armed Services Committee. And he was saying, well, maybe a different president would change that direction. Well, maybe not, because if I'm right, and if the president doesn't really matter because it's all controlled by the control group, but the military is a huge part of that, right? So the Armed Services Committee, if they were aware of this technological advantage that Ross is talking about, how does that factor into the equation? So let me know your thoughts on what Ross is saying here, and also the idea that people in Congress on the Armed Services Committee may be privy to some of the goings-on of the UFO control group and know some of their capabilities, or, I guess you could say the U.S.'s capabilities on that. And, is that a factor in all of this? I don't know. I mean, the reports of man-made UFOs have been around since about the 60s. That seems to be about when we achieved this technology, barring time travel. And so, we lost Vietnam. So, if we were using this stuff in warfare, why did we lose Vietnam? So, I don't know. I don't know. It's tricky. It's tricky to make any sense of. It really is. But meanwhile, Nick Pope is saying, as I revealed yesterday, the UK government, specifically the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, is undertaking a study on how the discovery of alien life would be announced. It's characterized as a black swan scientific event. Here's the DSIT study plan. And the part that I thought was interesting was the primary focus of the report will be the impact on the science landscape, with any considerations to wider impact set within this framing. The emphasis will be on the department's readiness and response and the lead it might play cross-government. So really interesting. So the UK government might be getting ready for UFO disclosure, at least on some level. And here's an article on MSN talking about it too. Government plans for finding alien life. The government is officially gearing up for the discovery of aliens, a move described as long overdue by the UK's leading UFO expert. Of course, that's Nick Pope. A Freedom of Information request has revealed the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, DSIT, is currently researching how it will react to the so-called black swan event that is discovering extraterrestrial life, including announcing the find to the public. A black swan event is an unpredictable event that has wide-ranging consequences, but in hindsight appears to have been inevitable. Now, this unpredictable event, is that intentional disclosure, or is that what Ross Coulthart was talking about, catastrophic disclosure? Because Ross was saying, well, we're never going to get the Armed Services Committee on board with this. The only way forward is catastrophic disclosure. That seems to be what Ross was indicating, right? So is that what we're talking about here, is catastrophic disclosure? I don't know. I don't know. The report is investigating whether a plan already exists. None has ever been made public. What a plan would look like and how the UK can be on the front foot should such an astounding discovery finally be made. Well, it's not a discovery that's going to finally be made. The discovery has been made. Will the discovery be admitted? Will the discovery be admitted? I think that they're not going to do it willingly, organically, but to forestall catastrophic disclosure, they might. What do you think, guys? Do you think to get out in front of catastrophic disclosure and the social upheaval that might cause, that they might have some form of disclosure plan in place? I think it's very telling that the media is now openly talking about this. So that leads me to think that yes, there probably is a plan in place. It's probably already started, at least at some level. But let me know what you guys think. Meanwhile, Chris Lato is talking about a really cool case where radar was detected coming from a UFO. This actually isn't the first time I've heard of this case, and there's, I think, two other cases, at least one, where radar has been detected coming from a UFO. Really, UFOs are, the black box. They're impenetrable. We don't know what's going on in there. It's really exciting when you get to learn of emissions coming from one of these objects. And yeah, they do send out radar. Let's give it a short listen. It's a 20-minute long video, and I'll link to it below. Chris always has great stuff. So glad to see him back in kicking butt.
From a bomber, pre-B-52 bomber converted to a spy plane reconnaissance aircraft that was followed by interesting lights and detected with their ELINT equipment. So their special equipment designed to track and pick up enemy systems picked up a signal from this object, co-located its location, and matched its airborne radar. So that is just amazing to me that we have visual confirmation, ELINT data from this UFO, as well as matching ground and airborne radar. Just an extremely interesting case, still filed as unknown.
Yeah, and he goes into a lot more detail in the full video talking about the radar emissions from the object itself. Super intriguing. I would love to know what that means. They use radar. You would think they would use something fancier than radar, but maybe radar is universal. I don't know, but I think that's super, super intriguing. I love it. Meanwhile, check this out, guys. In a rare event, 6 planets will align in a straight line on Monday, June 3rd, just before sunrise in the northern hemisphere. Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Mars, Neptune, Saturn will all be visible. So keep your eyes on the skies on Monday. It could be a really cool night if you can see all those stars lined up. Does not happen very often. Super cool. Meanwhile, you didn't think that well, it's not the Olympics, but you didn't think that athletics could be like an action movie. But check this out. All right, wait for it. She's doing her routine, doing a pretty good job. I mean, I could do that, but All right, well, look at that. Look at that. Oh my God. Like a hero of an action movie, just walking away from an explosion like they don't even care. She just leaves the exploding wreckage of the gymnastics equipment behind her and just salutes and walks off stage. That's how you do it. Meanwhile, Dr. Robert Shipe and Tim Clark have both sent me this video showing what looks like a dragon UAP. And a dragon UAP or UFO, of course, are those little UFOs, and I say little, but some of them seem fairly large, but some of them seem to be very tiny. They're little UFOs that buzz airborne objects, and they love to buzz military planes and helicopters. They show up a lot at air shows, and now the media is starting to report on this. Very exciting days.
Times I want to believe another UFO has been spotted, this time in New York. You blink and you miss this one. TMZ captured the video. It lasts a nanosecond. An unidentified object whizzing across a clear blue sky. You slow this thing down, looks pretty legit.
Yeah, no, I love it. That is just awesome stuff. Dragon UAP making the news. I think this is huge. Dr. Robert Shipe, of course, has pioneered the research into this phenomenon of these small objects buzzing aerial vehicles. And they don't just buzz vehicles. That's the weird thing. They'll buzz birds. He's got multiple pictures showing them buzzing birds in balloons. I mean, just any airborne object. But they especially love to buzz our military planes and helicopters. Is that some sort of surveillance? Does that have anything to do with the drones over U.S. Military installations like the Langley Air Force Base drone incursions? Because that seems to, again, indicate some sort of surveillance. Now, why do these alien or non-human beings need some sort of technological, clunky drone thing, or, what appears to be, drone-like things to buzz our planes or helicopters, or to observe our military installations? You would think they would have fancier technology than that. But, as we've just seen from Chris Lato, sometimes their technology isn't as fancy as you would think. Sending out radar signals and the like. But at the same time, they're able to go from one dimension to another. And, it's, the range of their technology is really, really intriguing. I don't know what to make of it, but let me know what you think about that and everything else covered today in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. I sure appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Also, channel members frequently get to see videos hours ahead of everybody else. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.